Good morning. This is Sue Scheets, and in the stamping world, I call myself Sushi. And today I'm here with another video on a really neat fold that you can make using designer paper. The sheet of paper that I'm using today is measured 10 inches by 5 inches, and what I'm going to make is a really neat double fold. The first thing that you need to do with your paper is score it. Now, I don't know if you have one of these Stampin' Score boards, but it is so handy for this. So I'm going to tell you what I'm scoring it as I'm scoring, but I'm basically going to be scoring every inch and then every half inch. So my first line is going to be at 1 inch, and then I'm going to pop over to 1.5 inches. Now I need to score an inch, so I'm going over to 2.5 inches, and then I'm going to score a half inch at 3 inches. Now I'm going over to 4 inches, and then I'm going to hop over a half an inch to 4.5. Now another inch, so it's 5.5, and then another half inch, 6, then 7, and 7.5, and then 8.5, and 9, and another inch would be the end of my paper. So I have this scored the way I want it scored, and we'll use that later on. The next step is to turn your paper over to the back side, and you're going to do some measuring and some marking. So I have already done the marking, but I'll explain it to you. On each end, you're going to make a little tick mark at 2 inches and 3 inches. Then turn your paper over, and you're going to also do it on the other end at 2 inches and 3 inches. Then you're going to look at the long side, and you're going to make a tick mark at 4.5 inches and 5.5 inches, and you'll notice that coincides with one of your score lines. You're going to flip it over onto the bottom, and you're also going to score then at 4.5 and 5.5 inches. Now the next logical thing would be to connect the dots, and so then you're going to, and you can use a pen or something dark so you can see it because you're on the wrong side of your paper. And then when you actually make your cuts, you can make sure that you cut this line that you've made so that it doesn't show. All right, so I have it all marked, and you'll notice that when I'm making this mark, I now have a long triangle that you're going to cut off, and it's not going to be a part of your special fold. Now when you're done, you're going to cut these little squares off, and your paper will look like this, a very odd shape. But now what you're going to do is you're going to start on either end, and you're going to make accordion fold lines. So you'll fold on the 1 inch mark and the half inch mark, the 1 inch mark, the half inch mark, the 1 inch mark, and the half inch mark. And you'll notice now you're in the center. So then you're going to go over to the other side and fold at the 1 inch, half inch, 1 inch, half inch, 1 inch, half inch, until what you have left is a fold like this. I've seen it called the curtain fold. You can call it whatever you want. I call it the double fold. And then I've done this with my club, and what I did was I made them a sample sheet like this so they could take it home and remember the numbers that they had to do the folding with. And of course, I don't have my card sample here. I wonder where I did it. But anyway, this is a wonderful fold. How fun. And what I especially love about it is that you get to see both sides of your designer paper. Now, I did it on this card in Christmas, but you could take any one of the designer papers. Now, if you don't want both sides to show, you could flip it over and have it folded this way. But I like the idea that you're seeing a little hint of what's on the back. So this is another Stampin' with Sushi, how to use your designer paper video, and come back next Tuesday for a new one. Have a great day and happy stamping.